Hey, it's Rabbi Shmuel Pollan. Happy Hanukkah. I hope you're all doing really well. We have a very cool video for you today. How to be happy all the time. You will not find this information anywhere else on the internet or off the internet. It's right here on Rabbi Shmuel Pollan's channel. And we start with the fact that people really don't understand happiness. 99.9% of people have their happiness based on a goal of some sort. So I'll be happy when I'm making $100 a day. I'll be happy when I make $1,000,000. I'll be happy when I can retire. I'll be happy when I have a six-pack. I'll be happy when I have a girlfriend. And what happens is you work your whole life to get to that goal. And when you do, you realize that somebody is doing it better than you are. And you're jealous of them. And now you're not happy, even though your whole goal was to be happy at that point. But you're actually not happy. Somebody else has a hotter girlfriend, somebody else has a better six-pack, somebody else has more money than you. You start comparing and competing, and then you go your whole life and you're never happy. So I suggest, and Judaism suggests, a radical change, a total change from what you were striving for when you were trying to be happy and what you should be striving for in order to be happy. In Judaism, you forget about your dreams. That is not important. God's dreams are important. Your dreams are not important. Your job is to be in harmony with God. That's it. You will be happy all the time if you are in harmony with God, with the higher power that is controlling everything, that is giving us our life at every moment. Because all you have to do is be in an appropriate state of gratitude. Just like somebody gives you a gift and you have gratitude, you should have that same gratitude towards the fact that God is giving you the ability to see, to hear, to taste, to smell. I don't want to tell you about the times in my life where I was missing one of these abilities, missing the ability to see, and what that is like. Do you have any idea what kind of hell that is like when you are a person that is a sighted person and you can't see? Do you have any idea how grateful I was when I was able to see again? So God is giving me this gift that's worth millions and millions of dollars. I would pay millions and millions of dollars for it. He's giving it to me, and most of the time I just ignore it. And if you want to be happy all the time, you can't ignore anything. You have to notice all the abilities that you have and the fact that you're being given it every moment. And when you even just walk across the street successfully, you have no idea how many things in your body has to go right for that to occur, for you to be able to make it successfully across the street. All the little muscle twitches and all the things going on with your bloodstream and your hormones and what's giving you energy, your metabolism, just to get across the street. A million things are happening that you would pay millions of dollars for. And the goal of your life is just to be in harmony with that, just to be humble and grateful for everything that you have. And anybody will tell you that gratitude is the number one way to be happy if they know what they're talking about. But it's gratitude with humility. You're so humble because you know that you don't really deserve it. You know you didn't really match up to what God expects of us because God is perfect and we are not. So we don't really match up to what we need to be doing. But He gives it to us anyway out of His mercy, and that makes you feel very, very humble. And being humble is the key to being happy. Your goal in life should be to be humble, and you will always be happy because every time something goes wrong, it just makes you feel more low, and in that case, you're more humble, and you're happy to be humble because your whole goal is to be in harmony with God. It's not to get to a goal, it's not to succeed, it's not to do anything, but just have the proper attitude that someone is giving you something worth millions of dollars, and you want to be happy with that, you want to recognize that, you want to be grateful for that. And it's interesting, like we spoke about, I think, in previous videos, that when you go to the next world, like everything flips. So if something good happens in this world, it's a debit in the next world. If something bad happens in this world, it's a credit in the next world. So like when something negative happens to me, I'm ecstatic because I'm getting a credit upstairs and I'm going to receive that reward when I die. So when you have Judaism's perspective, everything flips. Everything that seems like was a bad thing turns out to be a good thing because your goal is humility and gratitude, being in consonance and in harmony with God, and also to reap the reward in the next world, in which case having what quote bad things happen to you that challenge you and make you become better will be highly, highly rewarded in the next world. So you welcome these challenges. You welcome them. So if you're just appreciative and grateful the way you would be to a friend who gave you these gifts, if your friend gave you the gift of sight, you would be grateful. You might pay him something. That's why charity is very important. We give money to God. We give sacrifices to God of animal sacrifices. We're always giving, giving, giving. Why? Because he's giving far more to us than we even realize. Far, far more. So we're just trying to keep up. All the giving is just us trying to keep up with how much God is giving us at every single moment. And your goal should be this pursuit to be in harmony, to be in an appropriate stance, to stand appropriately with the proper humility and the proper gratitude towards God. And the Hasidic Jews of the 17th century understood this very, very well. And they were in Russia, and they were often jailed and persecuted. And they understood that it's not about whether I'm in jail or not. It's not about whether I'm free or not. That's not what's going to make me happy. What's going to make me happy is my personal work on being right with God, being humble before God, being grateful before God. That is going to make me happy. And those Jews were some of the happiest people that ever existed. They literally could not stop dancing because dancing is an overflow of happiness. They could not stop dancing. And I wish the same for you. I wish that your goal would not be a physical goal, but a spiritual goal of reaching a state of humility, to become an unav, what's called an unav, a humble person. It's something that you can become if you keep this in your focus, if you forget about the physical desires and the physical goals that will never make you happy. It will only make you miserable. Even when you reach the goal, you'll go right back to being miserable within just a few moments. And if you think that it's going to make you happy being on a lounge chair in the Bahamas with a Mai Tai with an umbrella in it, you'll be miserable there too. Believe me. After a few days, you'll get sick of it. There's nothing to do on a beach. Unless you surf, which is fine, which I used to do. But just lying there on a beach is not going to make you happy. Getting $1 million is not going to make you happy. But this, what I'm talking about, being right with God, being in harmony with God, being humble, being grateful, that will do it for you. You will never be brought down again if you inculcate, if you assimilate what I'm teaching you right now. God bless.